And Swaminiji, you're talking about relating to an Ishtadevata, relating to, this particular form or manifestation of the Lord.
Yeah.
What's this is making me think of in Jungian psychotherapy, they do something called active imagination, and you can talk to the Lord, or you can talk to whoever it might be, and then they'll connect back to you.
Right.
How do we, how does the person who's relating to the Lord, how do they make it more real, going beyond just the sort of following the rules of puja, for example?
Yeah, this is such a beautiful question you have asked. I mean, very, very deep. I'm so happy you asked that. I will answer by relating to you a story that happened right in front of me. When I was traveling with our guru one time, with Swami Dayanandaji, I had the opportunity of being in a place in Rajasthan, in Jaipur. And there he was there for 10 days. And this couple would come and listen to the uh, teachings. Every morning, every evening, they would be there. And then one day, I think around the fourth or fifth day, they said they wanted to meet Pujya Swamiji. And I said, yes, please come. And I wrote down their names and I said, okay, this is the place he will be. He has this suite in the hotel. Come. And there is informal talks there, so you can sit and listen. So they came every day, but then she kept saying, I would like to bring my little one. I would like to bring my little one. And I said, please do. And then, but every day she would not bring him. She said she has a small boy and she would not bring him. So then on the last day, she said, I'm going to bring him. So then finally, and Pujya Swamiji was also in a rush because there were so many people. I said, did you bring your child? She said, he's asleep in the next room. I will bring it to him. And then I made everything ready for Pujya Swamiji ji to receive them and everything. And then they both came, but there was no child. She held a small box, no bigger than this bigger box. She brought the box and then she said, carefully, very, very carefully, she opened the lid and there was a small baby Krishna she had made lie down. And so she took a tiny fan and fanned him. And then she said, Lalla, which means baby Krishna, please wake up. The Guru is here and I want you to greet him and I want you to meet him. And then she very reverentially gave it to Swamiji. And Swamiji just looked at it and, blessed this Krishna for her and then, gave her prasad and then looked at the husband a little quizzically. And that's when the whole story came out. Their child had died a year ago, not even a year ago, in a terrible, horrible drowning accident, which nobody could have imagined. And then, so she was, beside herself with grief. She, in fact, was going mad until she found this baby Krishna. I mean, she already had him on the altar. But then one day she told him, she herself related this, she narrated this, you are now going to be my child. You are going to be my son. And and then she worshipped him just like that, very, very tenderly, changing his clothes, making sure that he had enough to eat, whatever it was, and everything. And, and then this is how she was. She was not mad. She knew this was not really her son. She knew that she was using this surrogate baby in the form of the Lord to overcome her grief. So her eyes were filled, her tears were flowing down her cheeks. And then she said, this is my story. And Pujya Swamiji just caught hold of her hands and said, if this is how you worship, freedom, liberation, enlightenment is guaranteed to you. That's what he said. So this is how, the relationship has to be made real. Yeah. So we have an altar, we clean it every day, we put fresh flowers. If one wants, one can be as parsimonious and Spartan about the altar, or one can go the whole hog. And so you can put a little bit minimum. You put a little water, offer a little water, and some dried fruits or nuts, a little bit every day. And then one day you're in a rush, you go away without offering. When you start to feel guilty, oh, I haven't attended, I don't know what happened to me, that means the relationship has become real. You see, even with the therapist, when you start to trust and when the transference takes place, then only therapy starts to work in a way. And so here also, that trust, that relationship has to be built for that altar to yield some results. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
So making it real, and it is a real relationship.
And that's why we have 9 forms of devotion. There is the devotion of the mother to the child, and the such a devotee enjoys mothering the child, and then there is some kind of a feeling of entitlement. You are my child, I am your mother. There is the kind of devotion, bhakti Mirabai had towards Lord Krishna, the bhakti of a consort. And that is also a kind of a bhakti. Then you can say, the Lord is my brother, the goddess is my sister. Or you can say, Shiva and Parvati, you are my parents. That is also there. Tvameva mata cha pita tvameva. You are my father, you are my mother. So there are different forms of bhakti. So you can the relationship is given a name, and it has a form, which you can never relate to the formless. The truth of this Ishta Devata is formless, definitely. And the truth of you is also formless, but one is not there yet. One is getting ready to go there. And so in the meantime, this relationship has to be made strong, and it has to be made real, so that this way, catching hold of this relationship, one is able to let go of the things in the Jagat, in the universe, that attract, that are finite, and that is, those that goes leads you nowhere. Every dead end that you follow leaves you deadened inside. And so therefore, the need to catch hold of that which is permanent, which is nitya, eternal, which is not subject to change, which is not afflicted by all the things that one finds afflicted by. So in that which is infallible, we discover Ishvara. We don't say Ishvara is infallible because that's a subjective statement. And that can be true only until Ishvara is fulfilling my desires. And the day Ishvara does not fulfill my desires, you are not infallible. So we have to switch the statement around. That which is infallible is Bhagavan, is Ishvara. So the inevitable and the infallible, in that I learn to see the truth of that which I worship on my altar. And that itself is extremely transformative and leads to emotional growth.
It seems like that relationship gives a lot of strength, knowing that you have that relationship with the infallible.
Yes.
That will help you go through all the difficulties of life.
Absolutely. Guruna api dukkhena na vichalyate. Even by difficult circumstances and challenges, one is not perturbed, the Bhagavad Gita says. And the Taittiriya Upanishad says, na bibheti kadachaneti. The devotee is not afraid because one has the limited, has given up the limitations and then recognized oneself as limitless, at least for the time of that interaction.
Swaminiji, I've met some devotees who will talk about like speaking to Krishna and Krishna speaking back to them. Is there any role of that in, like, I wonder if you can speak to that. Do we consider that to be an authentic experience in Vedanta?
Not. Every experience is authentic because you have it. You are the one that is ratifying it. You are the one that is observing it, correct? So that which is observed, it has a certain validity. So if Krishna talks back, that's wonderful. If Krishna talks to you, why not? It is a way in which the answers that come from your own, the depths of your own heart, in the sense, and that you are ascribing to or feeling divinely guided. That's not a bad thing. That's a wonderful thing.
Yeah.
That's your own, inner voice. That's Sakshi. That Sakshi is Bhagavan. So that's our Sakshi, the observer, the witness, observes a few things, and then the answer comes. The answer comes, okay, this is not the correct way to do it. Do it this way. So that answer from the heart, if you say this is coming from Lord Krishna, it's a wonderful thing, because then you won't have the hubris.
Right.
Yeah.
So it makes the relationship more real also, I'm sure.
Yes, definitely.